My original idea was what boxcar was. When I was in planning, I was in Wake Tech. I had held on to this idea for a while, and it was like, you need a business plan. You need a business plan. So I'm like, all right, fine. Sign up for a class at Wake Tech, and the lady is like, you need to say what your business plan is. You need to write it down. I'm like, all these people in here trying to do the same thing. Like, I don't want to share my idea. What if someone, takes it and runs with it? So anyway, I started laying it all out. You try not to give too much, but I gave enough. Needless to say, a boxcar was made before I was able to really get money up and do what I needed to do. But my initial idea was to have a bar that had games in it, like video games, because it's not very popular here in the United States. It was popular overseas, UK, China, Japan, very popular. We're the ones that are behind the technology. So I saw them, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be dope here. Trying to, explain to some people that I knew, they weren't feeling the vibe. They're like, nah, timing. They're like, that's not popular here. Like, who's into that here? All right. Okay, don't believe me. Anyway, some time went on. I tried to do a pop up shop, and I was like, well, what can I do that's different from Boxcar? So I started to do a pop up that was just competitive gaming. So now I'm just, popping up at shops or people that I knew that was like, yo, you let me throw a tournament, whatever the case is. And I did that for a while, and I realized it's hard doing it as a pop up, so I need to shift over to something different. So I need to look for a physical location after going through that for a while. So I started scouting all the barcades at that time that were in the area. There weren't many. Boxcar was the main one. Level Up was down there, which isn't there anymore, over by the bank, the Wachovia building. It was the Wells Fargo now. But across from that, it was Level Up, which had it upstairs and downstairs. So those were like the two big main barcades. So I scouted what they had, and I was like, you know what? There are all these big places. Not everybody's into that. You know what I'm saying? Let me scale it down. So let me make it a little more intimate. And then I was looking at, well, they have these type of games. Well, they don't have all the type of games I would want to put into it. So I started taking out those pieces, and that's basically how Arcade of Thrones was actually formed. And I wanted the name Game of Thrones, but clearly, yeah, I'd get sued out the ass. Like, I wouldn't even stand a chance. I mean, now I'm like, dang, if I would put a Z or did something different, maybe. But so that's how Arcade of Thrones came about. And honestly, it's really here because I enjoy networking with individuals. I told you I was a loudmouth when we started. I talk a lot, but I like to meet other people, and I like people meeting other people. I mean, that's how you're gonna know what you're working with. That's how opportunities happen. That's how you meet people. And that's how we can grow as people. A lot of learning can go on in spaces like that. So that was really the beginning, the start, and what led to Arcade of Thrones being built. I hope I answered your question. I did a lot of talking.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. That was perfect.
Good.